Hey everybody, this is just video number 2 in our little mini series talking about emotional, healthy well-being. Bridget.
Hello. If you didn't catch video 1, go back and watch it. Just a little recap is that last time we were saying about emotions. All emotions are okay, they go up and they do go back down, and it's okay to ride the wave when you're feeling distressed. So we're going to go with our first tip. All of my job is trying to get the complicated stuff that people research and make all complicated and ridiculous, and I try and make it easy for normal humans to understand. So they did a study around the 3 things that made people happy and content in their lives, and those 3 things are having an achievement every day, being close to others, and having enjoyment every day. We just need to define what that looks like realistically. I remember the 3 things: achievement, closeness to others, and enjoyment, as ACE. So if we think about A for ACE, for achievement is not about getting high grades, doing amazing work, about being very successful. Achievement is about pushing your comfort zone. So I don't know, Adam, have you got any achievements from today where you've pushed your comfort zone?
I have actually. So I've been at home today with the kids, and usually I really hate messy play. I can't cope with mess. But I've pushed my boundaries today because it's been sunny, my kids love it. So I decided to do some messy painting with them, and I've achieved that. Do you want to see it? Yeah? So this is my beautiful painting with Doug, our oldest twin, and Bridget did one with Huckleberry, which was brilliant. And I feel so good about it, Bridge.
And your achievements are just silly things like getting work done that you haven't done for ages. For me, an achievement would be cooking a meal and no one dying after eating it, and clearing out stuff, giving things away to people who need stuff. Like, there's lots and lots and lots of achievement that you can
actually do. Going to the gym when you say you're going to go to the gym, I never do that.
So the next one, C, stands for closeness to others. This is a real tricky one given social isolation. This is a real tricky one given social isolation right now. You're probably in a confined space with family, which is really difficult. So siblings and parents and partners, sometimes we can find that people are a bit tricky to live with sometimes. So there's like things that you can think about to make those relationships a bit easier. You might want to think about dividing stuff up, making a little rota around who's doing what where, making sure that you get your own like downtime as well as your own fun time with everyone. I would say reach out right now to sensible people, even if it's just a text or FaceTime or sending ridiculous things to one another via your social media. Then I think that's really good. Just reach out. It takes 2 minutes to reach out to someone, make sure they're sensible people. This also is a little bit of a plug for the toxic people, to maybe think about reducing that, not cutting people out, no way, but just thinking when you're in a bad place, who do you need to talk to? Who are the good guys that are on your team that are going to do you well? And then the last bit is E, which is enjoyment. And that is just do stuff that is really fun. And also the stuff that comes into that is like your self-care, like taking care of yourself, maybe a little pamper, doing something like having a nice long shower, or sorting stuff out, or giving you, dressing smart to give yourself a bit of like pride in your appearance. Relaxation. I don't know what you guys like to do. I don't know whether I want to know what you guys like to do, but make sure that you're doing something every day that's just fun.
Yeah.
Just enjoy it.
Do you know, when I feel really sad sometimes, I end up just going, I can't do this at the moment, but I sometimes just go down to the Turkish barbers and I just pay for them to give me a shave. Not that I need much of a shave, but they give me a shave and they massage my head, and it just makes me feel so good to do that. And I went through a period about 6 months ago when my brother died, and I was feeling so low, and I was probably in the Turkish barbers once or twice a week, which was really unusual because I'd only be in there normally once a month, but once or twice a week, because it made me feel so good about myself.
Yeah, that's good. And also, you know, that's a plug as well for all you creative guys, making sure that you're creating new things, you're like playing your music, you're doing all of that wonderful stuff that's just enjoyment and fun in our lives. So that's the information, those 3 things every day: achievement, closeness to others, and enjoyment. Whether or not you just need to sit back and reflect on your life right now, because we've all got new routines and this is like a new normal for us all now. So whether you're reflecting on everything that you're doing and thinking, yeah, that's not giving me achievement, that's not even enjoyable, like, and maybe adapting some of it and changing it up a bit, or even setting out a little plan each day of what you're going to do, and whether or not you feel like it, do it.
Yeah. And you know, guys, obviously most of you will know that I'm a minister, so I always love to look to the Bible. Both me and Bridget are Christians, and we really feel that the Bible is the font of all knowledge, truthfully. And everything that Bridget has learned over the years as a mental health expert really truthfully comes from the Bible in many ways. There's nothing that those guys don't know that God doesn't already know.
That's true.
And so the first thing, remember, was A, which stands for? Achievement. And in Genesis, in the very first book in the Bible, in the very first chapter, in basically the first verse, God talks about all these amazing things that he does to achieve stuff in a day. So for instance, on day 3 it says, and God said, let there be light, and there was light. And God saw that the light was good. And then it goes on and so it talks about all the other things he does. And then finally we get to the bit where he makes man, and it says this. Then God said, sorry, let me read that again. God saw all that he had made, and it was very good. And there was evening, and there was morning, and the 6th day was over. In other words, guys, God achieved something in that day, and he knew it was good. So if God feels like that, surely we should be feeling good about achieving stuff that we can do. The next one was C, which stands for?
Closeness to others.
Closeness to others. And in the book of Proverbs, in chapter 13, it just says this. It says, he who walks with the wise grows wise, but a companion of fools suffers harm. In other words, what Bridget said was so true. Make sure you've got the right people around you.
Yeah.
Because the right people around you will build you up to be the right person that you want to be. But if you surround yourself with toxic people or bad things, that's all you're going to produce out of you. Me and Bridget have made sure that over the years that we have built a network of really good friends that we trust and people we trust, and we know who to go to when we need certain things in our lives. And we've got 2 really special friends that we can go to in those moments and times that we can text throughout any situation, and they're always there, always jolly and always uplifting us when we're feeling pretty low. And the final one is E, which stands for?
Enjoyment.
Enjoyment. And you know, enjoyment is one emotion that we feel. We've talked about the moments where we feel sadness, we feel happiness, or even despair at those moments. And right now, we'll all be feeling a range of emotions. But the writer of Ecclesiastes, which is a book in the middle of the Old Testament, he says this. He says, a time to weep, there is a time for everything. A time to weep, a time to laugh, a time to mourn, and a time to dance. In other words, guys, it's totally okay to feel sad at times. It's totally okay to laugh, and it's important to laugh. It's important to cry or to mourn things when we lose them, and it's really important to have fun and dance. Sometimes when our kids are feeling really sad or struggling, do you know what we do on? We put the Scatman on our Alexa, and the kids dance to it, and it makes us so happy as a family. So guys, I want to encourage you today, as does Bridget, please do things that are silly. Please do things that are going to keep you happy. Is that about right, Bridget?
Yeah, that's good.
Great.
That's good.
Well, guys, bless you, and we look forward to seeing you on the next video.